Thank you. Thanks, Mr. Chairman.
Thanks, Senator Blumenthal. Senator Cruz.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Ransomware attacks have become more and more common and more dangerous. In May of this year, hackers based in Russia shut down Colonial Pipeline, a pipeline that carries gasoline to the southeastern United States. And what did the Biden administration do? Next to nothing. The administration sat around as gas lines formed up and down the eastern seaboard, and the White House Deputy National Security Advisor tried to absolve the Biden administration, tried to absolve the president from any responsibility whatsoever, saying, quote, Colonial is a private company and will defer information regarding their decision on paying a ransom to them. Well, later, after Colonial paid a $4.4 million ransom, President Biden decided to reward Russia for allowing this hack. He green-lighted the Nord Stream 2 pipeline, a natural gas pipeline from Russia to Germany that will put billions of dollars in the pockets of Vladimir Putin. And then he sat down with Putin and told him that only certain parts of America's critical infrastructure should be off limits. He specified 16 parts that were off limits. Call me crazy, I think all of our critical infrastructure should be off limits to Russian hacking. And when the president enumerates 16 that matter, that is an invitation to hack every other part of our infrastructure. Mr. Downing, does paying ransom encourage more ransomware attacks?
I think it's fair to say that when criminals profit, they draw more criminals into that space. And so the paying of ransoms is certainly one thing that fuels the increase of ransomware attacks that we've seen.
And does telling Putin that only certain parts of our infrastructure are off limits, does that have the potential to encourage more attacks like the Colonial Pipeline attack?
I would have to say that the president's communications with Putin are outside of my purview. However, I can assure you that we are continuing to press for results, and we are not waiting around from a law enforcement perspective to see what would happen there. We are pursuing the cases and the investigations and the activities that we would in order to do the very best that we can to drive deterrence and to arrest and disrupt these operations.
Mr. Goldstein, is attacking a pipeline a new concept, or have we seen this before?
Senator, the attack on Colonial Pipeline is the first incident that we have certainly seen in this country of an intrusion causing a disruption to pipeline infrastructure.
But your organization just recently issued a release stating that between 2011 and 2013, Chinese state-sponsored actors targeted 23 U.S. natural gas pipeline operators. Is that right?
That's correct, sir. That refers to targeting rather than an intrusion resulting in an actual disruption.
But the idea that malevolent actors would go after infrastructure like pipelines, that is a threat we've been aware of for some time.
That's correct, Senator.
China has repeatedly used ransomware and cyber attacks to harm America. Not only has it attacked pipelines in an effort to cause physical damage, but just this year, hackers affiliated with the Chinese government attacked tens of thousands of computers across tens of thousands of organizations, including a significant number of small businesses, towns, cities, and local governments. Once again, unfortunately, the Biden administration responded to extreme threats with extreme weakness. The Biden administration has not imposed any sanctions on China. Instead, the administration announced that it is dropping criminal cases against 5 Chinese scientists who, with the help of consular officials, hid their affiliations with China's military in order to infiltrate our nation. Mr. Downing, why is this administration refusing to prosecute Chinese scientists who lied about their ties to the Chinese military in order to come to this country and gain access to information?
Senator, thank you for the question. I would have to say that from my position in the criminal division, I am not responsible for those decisions. However, it is something that I'd be happy to take back and get you an answer for.
And let me ask anyone on the panel, do you have an answer as to why the administration has not sanctioned China for repeated cyber attacks over and over and over again against the United States? Well, I think that's a question that administration should answer, and showing weakness to China and weakness to Russia only invites more aggression and more cyber attacks attacking our nation. Thank you.
Senator Ossoff.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Thank you to our panelists.